What's up, everybody? I guess if you're back, that means another episode of Peacemaker has come and gone. Um, Welcome to the channel. Just so you know, I'm Rich. How you doing? All my socials will be popping up. Oh, wait, popping up very, very soon. So, if you want, hit subscribe, like, and follow those channels if you want. Um, let's go on with episode 5, Monkey Dory, as it was called. Peacemaker, obviously. Let's talk about the episode. Let's have a quick breakdown, and then we can get onto my views on how I felt this episode was compared to the other four. Peacemaker is still reeling from over the news that he may have been part of the reason that his brother's death, and the fact that his dad had told him that he was embarrassed of him, he didn't care for him, and he wished that he had died instead of his brother, which is kind of messed up to hear from your father. I have to admit, the person that you're always trying to impress, the person that you can just never completely satisfy and make happy. It is a very, very tough situation to hear that from them. Um, Peacemaker, well, as we know, Peacemaker ends up taking his frustration out on Diebird, or as his real name is actually John Econmos. Econmos, crazy name that they've actually named him. Also, he is the reason that his dad is in jail, as he used his prints and everything to falsify to clear Peacemaker from any sort of situation that's going on. It is kind of crazy because this obviously builds a lot of tension in the group going forward from this episode, and you can see the tension building as you can see Peacemaker is just ripping on Econmos multiple times in the first couple scenes of this show, of this episode, which again we know is obviously due to him finding out reason why that he might have killed his brother, his dad telling him that he's an embarrassment, obviously being under lock and key with Amanda Waller's group, having to do these things without knowing the reason why. There's so many things going on inside of his head. We know that he's still discovering himself now, as well as he is discovering that he might not have been doing the things for the right reasons, and it is probably bugging him because he doesn't understand what the hell is actually going on. And let's not forget, Peacemaker's dad, fair enough, he is, well, the White Dragon, as he's called. He is the biggest racist supervillain ever, and obviously Peacemaker saying that he's a superhero kind of puts the balance out in the family very, very different. Peacemaker being a superhero, as he calls himself, and his dad being the biggest racist villain ever, doesn't really go well. Now, the fact that Peacemaker's father said that he'll never ever snitch. Oh, he's ready to snitch in this episode. He is ready to give up his son and get everything done so he can get out of jail. Now, the police officers, they're like, you're talking nonsense, but they do take his fingerprints. They do take his fingerprints, and we do see that they are the wrong ones. So they go back to the couple that obviously pointed out the father, and obviously they tell them, yeah, that's not him, this is him. So that happens. Now the funny thing is, when the police officers go back to the prison to release the father, he's being sentenced to a lot more. Now we will get to that in a second because this is very interesting for this whole episode. A lot actually happens, and it kind of makes you wonder what the hell is going on. But let's go on to the team. Now the team they're on their way to their scouting mission. They're going to scout a company that is believed to be behind all the butterflies, or feeding the butterflies that are invading, I would say. I say it's a bit of invasion. Not, it's a bit of if and af. It's kind of unsure of what's actually going on. But we find out that Peacemaker and Ikomos actually have the same taste in music, which does sort of cool down the tension in the group, and they start to do a lot of laughing, a lot of jokes, and you start to see the team chemistry starting to build a lot more. Now, while they're on their mission, while they actually reach the location that they're going to, they get to their mission, and obviously, Peacemaker's got all these load of helmet. His helmet has X-ray vision. Now, Peacemaker, being Peacemaker, walks into the building, and obviously with his X-ray vision, he's able to see everything inside everyone's head, and he sees butterflies everywhere. He starts shooting like nobody's business. He starts pulling that shotgun and blasting their heads off like 4th of July blowing up fireworks. He's just blowing their heads off very, very quickly. Bad analogy, but you get the drift. You get it. You get what I'm trying to say. Although, and with one butterfly being destroyed, he says that they have a guardian angel. We don't know who exactly this guardian angel is, but he does call the guardian angel Charlie. Now, we know that the butterflies can take over any human being, any animal if they wanted to. So this is where it gets interesting, because as Harcourt and Vigilante are searching another part of the warehouse, they discover that these butterflies have a gorilla protecting something. And the gorilla is beating them up, attacking them. Even Peacemaker gets pushed down, thrown about. And as Peacemaker's about to get crushed by this gorilla's big, hefty hands, you never guess who saves the team. The one person that no one ever expected to save the team, E-commerce, comes in with a chainsaw and pushes it right into his chest. I ain't gonna lie, that was pretty cool from E-commerce to actually save Peacemaker. He saves Peacemaker, which, that makes the whole team unity a lot better. Everyone is on the way back. Well, once they finish, on the way back, they're laughing, joking, and this is where it becomes a bit of an issue, because what actually breaks this unity up? When unity and everyone is laughing and having jokes, and all of this is happening right now, that something is going to break up the unity. There's going to be a lot of tension coming back in within the next couple of episodes. We know this. If you watched any TV show, you know for a fact that that's what's going to happen. Now, we all know, if you watched episode 4, you will know what we all discovered at the end of it, that Clemson is actually a butterfly. Now, the question is, why is a butterfly helping to exterminate other butterflies? It doesn't make sense, unless it just doesn't make sense, actually. What am I talking about? It doesn't make sense. And while he's in his room, he gets visited by a mystery man who is a new character. A new character shows up, and he's talking to him as if they've known each other for years. We don't know what's going on. And it also turns out that this mystery man becomes the new chief of police. And going back to his father being further put into solitary lockdown, this is due to the new chief of police. He makes sure that his father goes down for the killing in the first episode and the explosion in the first episode. We don't know what his true intent. We don't know what Clemson and this new mystery man's true intentions are, and we will have to wait and see, because this seems like it's getting a bit messy coming through. It is. It is genuinely becoming very, very messy. Now, we all like Peacemaker. We all like we like everyone. You should like all the characters by now. In episode 5, every character, we've seen where they're at. We've seen where they're going. Now, Adebayo, we know that Adebayo and Peacemaker are probably the closest of everyone in the show, apart from Eagerly, obviously. But these two have a heart-to-heart. The first ever heart-to-heart in this actual series. Now, Adebayo does use this opportunity to deliver this journal, diary that her mother, Amanda Waller, has given her on a secret mission to leave somewhere hidden in Peacemaker's house. Now, what information this has, we don't know as of yet. Now, I wish that we would find out very, very soon and very, very quickly, but we know that that's not how these shows go. We know that that's not how these shows go. And we just have to wait and see what actually happened. Now, after delivering not the journal, diary, whatever you want to call it, Adebayo goes back to the what's the word? The hideout, where they go through their team briefs and everything, and she decides to play about with Peacemaker's helmet. Bad idea, very very bad idea, because we see that she sees a man walking his dog outside. She turns around and she starts to walk towards Clemson, and she sees a butterfly. And instantly Clemson turns around and chases her. He literally turns around and starts to chase her. She tries to escape. She gets outside to the main street, and boy, was she caught very, very quickly. Now, we don't know what's going to happen to her. We don't know what Clemson's going to do. Is he going to hide her? Is he going to try to put a butterfly inside of her? Is he going to keep her tied up for a while? Are the team going to find out? So, episode 6 should be interesting this week. Very, very interesting when that comes out. Um, and it ends right there. It ends. It just blacks out straight away right there. This is a very. It was a very. It wasn't a super funny episode. It wasn't. It wasn't. If we're gonna be honest, it wasn't super funny. It wasn't hilarious. There wasn't as many jokes as there were in the previous four. Um, this episode, I do feel it was a bit more laid back with the jokes. It was definitely, what's the word I'm looking for? It simmered down quite a bit. We got to understand different characters. We got to see relationships being built. Um, we see that Peacemaker and Harcourt is starting to show her softer side towards Peacemaker and the group itself. Um, it's gonna be interesting to see how Peacemaker and Harcourt, this relationship grows, because we all know Peacemaker wants to smash her. We all know that that's what he wants to do. But the way that their relationship is growing, it seems like it might become a bit more than that. Now the thing is, if Harcourt was to become a butterfly or something was to happen to Harcourt, how will Peacemaker react to all of this? What do you think is going to happen if she gets hurt? If Adebayo gets hurt? If they find out that Adebayo is hurt or kidnapped by someone, are they going to go? Is Peacemaker going to go lose his shit and go mad and start hurting everyone, or is everything just going to act like normal? But again, we will find out in episode 6, and it's going to be interesting to see how this series goes on, because again, this is definitely a very fun, fantastic series. Peacemaker having his own show works, and John Cena has made it his own. Now, let's see what happens, because again, we still don't understand what the butterfly's intentions are. We have no idea what's going on, and it should be ready for us towards the mid-season finale, I guess, if it's going that far. We've got a lot. There's a lot to uncover in this series. But yeah, again, guys, thank you for jumping into the video. Leave a comment on what you think you enjoyed most about episode 5. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, what you think is going to happen in episode 6. And we will be back again next week with another video about Peacemaker, as usual. Naomi is coming out, so we will be watching Naomi very soon, and that review video will be coming up very quickly. But again, either side, my latest video, latest update, playlists. If you want to join in, if you want to jump in, please hit that subscribe button. I like you all to join the community. I am very joyful. Well, not joyful. I enjoy all of your companies. Let's have a conversation. Peacemaker was in. Peacemaker is out. Catch you all later. If you want to see the socials, hit the socials up. But thank you all for jumping in, and see you later. Bye. Peace.